Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress Comic News, episode 339. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host, Mike. Mike, are you ready for a long show?
I'm ready for a very long show, Chris. This is going to be a long one.
We got an hour interview on this one, too.
With David Papose himself.
Yeah.
Very, very excited that I was here to chat with him. Lots of cool stuff doing the new Punisher book, but also New York Comic Con recap show, everybody. So there's really not much else to talk to about art. I do have some show and tell. I want to show and tell some stuff.
As do I, but
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first. So yeah. I got to hand out candy in my Evil Dead Army of Darkness Groovy t-shirt. So it looks like a comic cover. It's got Ash on the front.
It has a very 70s, 80s Marvel comic vibe.
Yes, so that's why I had to get it. And then I was down near Sleepy Hollow this weekend for a wedding, so I went to this bookstore, found this little cool The Legend of Sleepy Hollow graphic novel, about the history and stuff. So I'm going to read that. And I was down in Newberry Comics down there, picked up this foil edition of, I love my foil comics. Army of Darkness Forever came out this week, everybody. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And the cover is just awesome. I mean, it's shiny. And then a couple pickups. These are available on Amazon. Harvest of Horrors Volume 1 and 2, because I like to read spooky stuff for Halloween. These are anthologies. They're on Amazon right now. You might be hearing more about Harvest of Horrors in the future from us. Can't really talk about it yet, but maybe something coming up. So
that's the book Peter Bro took over, right?
Yes. Yep. So Peter was on the show probably last month talking about it, and Volume 3 will be on Kickstarter soon, and they're working on a Volume 4. So
nice,
really cool stuff. There's a story in here, Chris, that's just like The Thing, and it's a lot of fun.
I like The Thing.
Yeah, it's like these hikers trapped in an avalanche, and there's this monsters thing chasing them. So very similar to the movie, which is always good. So
awesome.
Well, now you can show and tell. Sorry,
mine's not comic related, Mike, but I had to share it with you.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I was at Ollie's the other day.
Oh yeah, we talked about
a few
Ollie's.
things. Yeah, Ollie's discount store.
Yeah, the bargain outlet.
And they had some hot sauce there that I just had to buy.
Okay.
Because the bottle is a rooster.
Oh my god! What the? Does its head wobble too? What? Oh wow! Wow, that is amazing. It's like magnetic or something.
It just kind of sits on there.
Wow.
I mean, it's Ollie's. It's cheap as hell.
But I kind of wish that the hot sauce poured out of its mouth.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, that's really fancy looking though. What the hell?
Yeah, so we're gonna test it tonight.
Oh, you haven't tried it yet?
No, I haven't tried it yet. But I'm having making one of my favorite meals, cauliflower pasta.
Ooh, nice.
I like to put a little hot sauce on that. So
nice hot sauce on everything. What's not better? I look so tired in the camera. Holy fuck. I haven't slept that much this weekend, folks.
Also, Mike, I went to so me and my buddy Cam went to IHOP last night for dinner.
They still have IHOPs?
Yes, they still have IHOPs.
I know all the Denny's closed.
You know why we went to IHOP, Mike?
Why'd you go to IHOP?
Because they have Magic the Gathering pancakes.
What? Really?
Yes.
What is it? What is that? Is there a card inside the pancake?
No, you get a code for Magic Arena.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with it. And what's funny is all it is, it's just their pancake menu, but they added planeswalkers to the name.
That is awesome, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe Hasbro's really branching out. What the fuck? They're like, where do our players go eat the most? Well, they eat at IHOP because it's cheap and they don't kick us out when we're playing Magic. So
we were one of 3 groups there, just so everyone's aware.
Wow. Yeah. No, for Magic shit, people come out. Yeah. That's
and normally the IHOP would have 0.
Yeah. Well, IHOP does the all you can eat pancakes. So if you play Magic, some of those games can go very long, and you're just eating pancakes the whole time. It's a win-win if you're a Magic fan. So that's amazing.
So I had Vivian's protein pancakes is what I had.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vivian is a green planeswalker, everybody, if you didn't know anything about Magic. That's
And Cam had Jace's blueberry pancakes.
Jace is a blue card. Wow, they're really selling it.
Yeah, they're on the nose.
Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. All right. I think we just jump into it. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay. Invincible season 2 trailer have not watched, but I'm hoping you're gonna pull it up for me and I'll just watch it. I'm just gonna watch it first time right here. All
Excellent
right.
live react, yeah.
Yep. Okay, there's Invincible, Omni-Man. We're getting a recap of season 1 here, folks. Invincible is like when I was a kid, my dad wasn't such a murderer. Now he's a murderer.
Yeah. It's the main theme of this trailer is like, I wanted to be like my dad growing up, but he's this terrible thing now. What, you know?
Yeah, and he's kind of like emo Invincible in this season, right? He's not as happy-go-lucky as he once was.
Yeah. Then we get Alan trying to defend him.
Yep.
It definitely. So the first half of this trailer is really like into the emo-ness of the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
But then it quickly turns here in a minute. We get multiverse here.
Nice.
Some multiverse.
Yep, that was part of the because that guy becomes the villain of the multiverse there. Yeah. I can't remember his name. It's like Megamind.
And then right here's where it turns, Mike.
Yeah. Here we go.
He chose violence.
Yep. Oh yeah. So now we just got Invincible beating on some folks. There's some more Cecil stuff. The twins are always a reoccurring thing, so it's good to see them coming back.
Yeah, they have to come back at least once every season.
Yeah, the clone twins have to come back. Oh, now we're getting some more Adam Eve stuff here. We get not Omni-Man, the Immortals back. Because he does come back after they kind of spoiled that, huh? Because I don't know if they knew he was going to be alive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Season 1. So
this is like a world where Mark is taking over.
Oh, for the multiverse. Yeah.
I think it's a multiverse thing.
So we're not getting Vulturite War yet.
Doesn't look like it.
All right, that's all right. I mean, multiverse is cool. They're probably like, maybe we'll do it now while everybody's still fresh with multiverse shit going on. But damn, I really wanted Conquest this season. So
yeah, I think all in all, it looks good. I love that first season, and then Kirkman talked a lot about season 3, how like stuff's already in production. He's already seen a bunch. It's on track to like not have this huge break like we did between 1 and 2.
Thank God.
But I'm stoked. November, it's coming really soon. So
okay, cool. Yeah, I cannot wait either. I have not watched any Loki yet, but season 2, episode 2. What do you say?
Good episode. I'll keep it short because of how much we got to talk about. But Loki goes back in time to find somebody. He kind of spills the beans on what's going on. And we find out that there's a rogue element inside the TVA that's trying to destroy all the branches and bring stuff back to the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to stop them. And that's basically it. Yeah, there's some good emotional moments. Like, because everybody in this season that's around Loki, like his crew, have kind of understood that because of what happened in season 1, that like these aren't just like rogue timelines where random stuff happens. Like now they've kind of like instilled in themselves, like, hey, these are people we're just like destroying by the billions.
right, yeah.
And kind of coming to terms with the atrocities that they've done over the years.
Yeah.
So when that happens and they see the timeline, like you see everybody kind of losing it and how like important it is to try to save as many as possible. It was a good episode. A lot of action. Sylvie's back.
Cool.
More McDonald's. All that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be catching up on it fairly shortly.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, 2 episodes in, but it's really good. I didn't watch Gen V again this week, so I don't know if you did, but
I did. I'm sorry. I watched. No, because it comes out on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
So
same day as Loki.
Yeah, I watched last week's, and I don't remember if I talked about it or not. So we'll talk about it next week.
Okay. I'll try to catch up.
This one, Amazon Prime announced. This. I have a little story here, but Amazon Prime announced an animated Batman movie titled DC's Merry Little Batman. This movie seems to be part of the Batman Caped Crusader license that Amazon acquired last year. And I love it. I love that. December 8th, it'll be sold as Batman Twist and Home Alone, starring Damian Wayne Robin, but it's like Damian in a mini Batman suit. I love that.
Yeah.
I want that poster. That's so funny. And Chris, I pre-ordered my holiday Batman action figures from McFarlane last week. So
Oh, nice. Finally got them.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Yeah.
I'll watch this.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the art style of this, though.
No, but I have a feeling if it's like, I don't know about the Batman wearing the stripper boots, but if it's the type of humor I think it's gonna be, just like it almost looks like Adventure Time to me, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's actually the animation studio behind it.
Okay.
I could be way off.
It looks
on
similar
that,
to
but
Adventure Time, so
yeah. So we'll see. I'll definitely watch it, though. I mean, it's a new Batman cartoon. Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
Plus, it's right in time for festivities.
Yeah, and it'll be in the middle of all of my holiday viewing. So,
yep,
it's cool they're doing something. I mean, we were kind of, I can't remember exactly how we felt about Amazon getting the Batman license. I think we are more just happy it was going to happen.
Yeah,
that the cartoon was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the fact they're doing something like this that's fun and goofy and
that's always good.
Yeah, like at least they're trying something with it. So
and we know some of their animated properties have been doing a good job with. So
yeah. Just talked about Invincible. That was a great first season. So
yep. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a fun little announcement that we got. So not something that I was begging for, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it either way. This was a lot of fun. I had some people text me about this one. Mortal Kombat 1 came out early in September this year, everybody, and we got an official trailer for a new DLC character. And I don't know how these crossovers. I don't know how this licensing works, but we got the first announcement for Omni-Man from the Invincible series. So look at that.
They got some. I mean, I remember this was like leaked over the summer.
Yeah, with like Peacemaker and Homelander, but of course he's punching him into the ground.
Yeah, it's all the fatalities are exactly what you want from Omni-Man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really cool they're doing this. I mean, Mortal Kombat's always been kind of a cartoonishly violent thing.
Yeah,
with a little bit of self-awareness of what it is,
right?
And the DLC characters over the years have been a part of that, and just this adds to it.
Oh my god!
You gotta squeeze someone's head.
Oh my god! The fatalities.
Train.
Yeah, the train squeezing someone's head. This is crazy.
It's
that's amazing.
And coming out just in time for the cartoon, Mike. You think that's a coincidence?
It's almost a coincidence. Yeah, you would think, huh? Almost like they did that on purpose. Yeah. All right,
it'll be fun. I don't know. I'm not playing it. Mortal Kombat's usually one I get when it's like super
$5.
Yeah.
That's what I told everybody. I'm like, I'll get Mortal Kombat 1 when it's $5. I can play it for an hour, realize how fucking bad I am.
Yeah, exactly. Play through the campaign on like super easy.
Yeah, it's exactly what I did with the new Street Fighter, like the last Street Fighter, which was $5. Yeah, here we go. New York Comic Con was past weekend. A lot of cool stuff was announced. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about some of this stuff here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so let's just jump into it. Marvel. Okay, Marvel announced their big spring event comic. We knew there would be some event comics. This one's from Jed McKay and Pepe Larraz, titled Blood Hunt. This series will be the Avengers. We have this nice spread photo up here. Avengers and some friends fighting the Vampire Nation in a bloody war that promises to give us some major deaths before it's over. So basically what we just got with DC last year is coming up in Marvel. So this will be a lot of fun, I think.
Except in continuity, Mike.
Oh, in continuity. Okay, sorry. And of course you have Blade at the helm here.
Yeah, Blade, Moon Knight's promised to be part of it because Moon Knight's been doing some vampire stuff. I mean, when I thought about this and all that, because I read all the Jed McKay books and what he's been doing at Marvel, it's all been vampire related. So it just makes sense that this kind of ties everything he's doing together.
Yep.
And I love vampires. So
and Pepe Larraz on the art. Oof, look at that.
And the tagline, Mike, is "Who will bite it?"
Amazing. Wow. Marvel getting a little racy there, a little scandalous.
This was this is their big surprise,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a good one. I mean,
No, that's
I
cool.
love event books. I love vampires. There's a lot of cool things here. I'm a little confused on how Vision is getting like torn apart by a vampire, but we'll find
Yeah.
out, Mike. We'll
Yeah,
find out.
these look more like souped up Marvel zombie vampires more than anything. I will say it being in continuity, because I want to read this. Hopefully they catch me up in the event books.
I'll be interested to see, because last we saw the Vampire Nation, they were stuck in Russia in the where the nuclear power plant melted down.
Oh, Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm. And they were living there because they were the only things that could live there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that has something to do with this, Mike.
So now maybe they're radioactive vampires.
I mean, maybe it fucked them somehow. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I'm gonna be all over this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a really cool reveal. Hickman took to the stage during Marvel's Next Big Thing panel and announced the lineup for the first wave of Ultimate titles. So here we go, everybody. Of course, there's an Ultimate Spider-Man from Jonathan Hickman and Marco Cicchetto. It'll feature a middle-aged Peter Parker. Very cool. I mean, that's a pretty straightforward Spider-Man cover.
Yeah, pretty straightforward Spider-Man design. The logo is a little different.
The spider dick is still there.
Yeah. That's that word sticking with that.
Yep.
So during the presentation of it, they showed this cover, and we were kind of guessing as to what it meant, but they would show like different Spider-Man outfits, and it was different versions of Spider-Man. So it was like Ben Reilly Spider-Man, it was 2099 Spider, and so on and so forth. And then coming back to this, and we were kind of speculating what that means. After sitting on it for a day, I kind of think that's just they're gonna have variant covers with different Spider-Man on it.
Okay, yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, Hickman has this like middle-aged Spider-Man he wants to tell stories about, and so here we are.
Okay. So we have the Ultimate Spider-Man. We have the Ultimate Black Panther from Brian Hill, Stefano Caselli, which will have Black Panther fighting this universe versions of Moon Knight. Khonshu and Ra join together to create Moon Knight in this version, so he tries to take a brutal control of Africa. That suit reminds me of Owlman, and I love it.
Oh, now you say that,
yeah, I love that. I love the suit. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's bad. I think it looks great. I like that suit a lot.
Yeah, I when they immediately dropped this, it was, right away you noticed the moon in the background with Khonshu and Ra's logo on it. And so we're like, there's gotta be Moon Knight stuff in here.
Right.
So I'm in right there. But I just think Brian Hill's been killing it on Blade. I know you've been reading that.
Yeah, Blade's really good.
Yeah, and I like the design here. And I'm all in on the Ultimate Universe right now. So I'm really hoping that all these books are great. This one looks like a lot of fun. And this is a great cover.
Yeah.
You'll notice, so you brought up the spider dick in the last one. You'll notice the U in the Ultimate for all these has a different logo attached to it, which I think is a really cool design idea.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah, this one looks less like a dick for sure. I can't. I might even have to read this book because it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then finally we have Ultimate X-Men from Peach Momoko, which will follow Hisako Ichiki armor as she develops her powers in Japan and comes to realize that she's not the only mutant in existence. This is a different take in what I thought we would have seen out of Ultimate X-Men, but I don't hate that. I might actually pick this up because it seems like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, she's been doing these like feudal Japan X-Men books for a while now that people are really liking. I never picked any of them up. She also has a Star Wars book coming out in her style, which I'm interested to check out.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I like the armor as like a ghost.
Yeah, this is definitely the most unique of the three, and I think the boldest choice of the three. And Hickman's only explanation for what the book is about is that he can't explain it. That like the pitch was so unique that they had to do it.
Interesting.
We'll see about that because that sounds like a lot of spin in my opinion, but
yeah, that might be a pretty lazy way to sell a book.
I will definitely check this out for a few issues, see what we got going on. But it's the one that intrigues me the most because it's definitely the most like different and unique of all of them.
Yeah.
And Peach's art style is one of a kind in comics. Like nobody else is doing watercolors in comics. So
yeah. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It also begs the question, those 3 claw marks and eyes watching her, is that something to do with Wolverine, you think?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Just that's what you see 3 claw marks and some crazy eyes looking. I wonder if it has to do with that.
Yeah, I'm interested a lot because at the end of Ultimate Invasion, it's kind of implied that the universe that the maker created is going to be the ultimate universe. That there's got to be some sort of retcon or change because the Spider-Man doesn't exist, and we're getting a Spider-Man. But it seems like all the other characters that we met are going to be a part of this. So because of that, we know that mutants exist because we've seen Colossus and a bunch of other ones in it. My first question is how are we going to differentiate the mutants? Are they just mutants like normal and we're just going to tell like stories again? Or are we going to do the government experimented on people and created mutant story that the original Ultimate Universe did that changed it a little bit? So I have a lot of questions going into Ultimate X-Men. And I just kind of hope that the story doesn't drag so much that it tears me out right away. We'll see on it. I think the other two are like just home run. I'm in 100%. And this one, because it's X-Men and because it's Peach, there's some questions, but I'll be there to read it on day one, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. My only gripe about the covers is that Ultimate X-Men like banner is just so big. I feel like I wish they'd come out with like some just full cover, because this cover would be amazing. You know what I mean? Like I want to see like this whole cover.
Well, if you look, it's similar because it goes into the black and white.
Yeah, it goes in the black and white in the sides.
And that's kind of what the original Ultimate line did. It's different, but they did something similar where there was a banner on the side that indicated it was an Ultimate Universe book. So it goes along what they've done in the past with it.
Okay.
But yeah.
A couple more Marvel things here. We got more info on Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna's Avengers series titled Twilight. This series takes place in the future where the Avengers are disbanded and have to come back together to defeat a new evil. The promo art and trailer give off cyberpunk futuristic setting. Yeah, it does look just like cyberpunk. Captain America looks wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. It's definitely an interesting take.
Yeah, I mean the trailer where they show it like the Age of Heroes is over kind of thing. Steve at some point was a senator in this world because you see posters of like Steve Rogers for senator.
Yep.
I think when this was initially talked about, I got vibes that this would be similar to Zdarsky's Justice League miniseries. That was like the last Justice League story.
Yeah.
And I think I was close because this is definitely like the Justice League has to or the Avengers have to get back together, just like the Justice League had to get back together,
one more
kind of thing. But he's doing something different, and where like it's a neo future cyberpunk kind of thing. So I'll be interested to see what this is, but I'm in 1,000% on it. It's just
it looks cool. Looks really
all
cool.
The art's really cool. The idea's awesome. It's
Then lastly, this is really cool. Marvel showed off a new Infinity comic event series titled Infinity Paws. Infinity Paws, folks. Yep, this will team up some of the animal characters Marvel Infinity has been using, like Alligator Loki, Chewie, Lucky the Pizza Dog, and Jeff the Land Shark, and Infinity Gauntlet style crossover. Yeah, I love the Infinity Gauntlet as a cat paw is amazing, and this seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will probably check it out when it comes to print because I'm not buying Marvel Infinity for that.
Yeah, sorry, won't be doing that.
But I like that Marvel is leaning into their like pet Avengers universes. even though they're changing them here and there, like this is a
Mhm.
different team than what they're doing with Marvel Unleashed and some of the books done in the past. But
Yeah.
I like, I mean, these books are the fun books, and I've always asked for more fun, and we're definitely getting it from both companies at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
we talk a lot
right.
about DC doing a lot of that
Mhm.
too, but it's cool. I like the design of it. I just don't. I haven't read Jeff the Land Shark, so I'll be interested.
No, I don't know. But it's
Yeah,
like a shark with legs. It's kind of funny looking.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of DC, time to talk about their announcements. There's quite a few here from DC as well. This one you texted me about, and I was like, hell yeah. DC's officially bringing back the Elseworlds banner, everybody, in 2024. Let's go. And a bunch of new and returning titles. So we get to go back to some of the titles we love, and we get some new ones. First off the bat, we got a title. We're getting a 6-issue sequel to Dark Knights of Steel titled All Winter. Look at that shit.
Deathstroke as a Viking.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
as
me?
a Viking with like a visor, like, dude, that's all you need. That's all. Joshua Williamson. It was Josh Williamson that did this,
Oh,
right?
it's Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor. I'm sorry. Yeah, I always get them mixed up. Tom Taylor walked in the office like, guys, Deathstroke as a Viking. Okay, sold. Give us 6 issues. Like, the art looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but this won't be written by Tom Taylor is the only issue with it.
Okay. Well,
But
yeah.
that's not gonna stop me.
No,
I mean,
I'm still
it's just
reading this shit. Yeah.
I love Dark Knights of Steel. And
Yeah.
to do this as kind of a spin-off, sequel, whatever you want to call it, dude, 100% I'm in.
Yeah. And then maybe we'll get a TV show out of it. A 12-issue sequel to DC versus Vampires titled World War V, with returning creative teams. Okay, look at that shit, dude. Damn. Wow, those costumes are something.
Yeah, this is another one. And both of these books, I remember when we were talking about them throughout the 2 years they were coming out.
Yeah.
We both kind of were like, these are Elseworlds books. They
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't want
for
to call
sure.
them Elseworlds books, but they're Elseworlds.
Yeah.
And now they're officially Elseworlds books.
Yeah.
DC versus Vampires was great. I thought
Yep.
the ending was really awesome and
Mhm.
where it kind of left everything, and it just makes sense to keep doing it.
Yep.
And yeah, the design, like this is very Mad Max.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
So I think we'll both be all about this when it's coming
So
out.
who are I know we got Robin and Harley Quinn. To the left is that Deathstroke's daughter?
No, it's what's her name?
Not Red Arrow? Kimiko?
No, it's the chick with the enchanted sword that like holds souls in it.
Yeah, the new yeah, Katana.
She's not Katana, yeah.
Yeah, that's Katana. And then who's in the middle? Who is that? You know? I can't tell what that symbol is on her chest.
Yeah, let's
It almost looks like a Robin symbol. It's like a nun.
So this sequel to the original DC vs. Vampires takes place at a time humanity is beginning to restore sunlight, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Fortunately, survivors and undead Barbara Gordon emerges.
So it's not Barbara Gordon, though.
No. Doesn't say exactly who it is, but it's
maybe it's a new character.
No, it's I can't believe I'm zoning on the Cassandra Cain.
Oh yes, Cassandra Cain. Okay.
That's who I think it is. Cassandra Cain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's got a new symbol on her chest, so we'll see.
Yeah, just the all black. The nun hat is
a little much.
New.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know she was ordained, but all right.
I mean, she's got to kill some vampires, man. Need some holy water.
Hell yeah. No, I'm excited for this either way. And then we have a new Gotham by Gaslight titled The Kryptonian Age by Andy Diggle, Leandro Fernandez. Sick. I love Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, I know you were a huge fan of it.
Yeah. So
now we're gonna add Superman.
Yeah, which I don't think. Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
How are we gonna do steampunk Superman's my question.
He's got a jetpack, Chris. I don't know.
The goggles shoot the lasers.
Yeah, he's got a mech suit like Iron Man or something. Or Iron Man. It's maybe it's Cyborg Superman. I don't know.
Maybe that's the villain, because you can really steampunk Cyborg Superman pretty quick.
Yeah, get a bunch of gears and shit in there.
I thought it was interesting they're going back to Gotham by Gaslight, though.
Yeah, we'll see. New series including Batman Barbarian by Greg Smallwood. Looks awesome. You got a barbaric Batman. That cover, the colors are amazing.
Yeah, I'm all in on this one. I mean,
that bat mask is ridiculous.
That mask is so awesome.
Yeah, he's got like I don't even know. It's insane. And then we have Batman Nightfire by Clay and Seth Mann.
This one was interesting. I want to pull up the description of it. So, yeah. Returns the franchise, blah, blah. So, Batman harbors a secret so important that he would rather allow Gotham to burn down than let the truth be known.
Interesting.
DC hints that the series also deals with Batman traveling to the past to rewrite his present. So he's going to save his parents, right? Like,
right. What else would he go to the past for?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I missed a mortgage payment on the mansion. I got to go back. Like, what?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's got a very Japanese mech look to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, I want to hear more about this one before I decide on it. But listen, this image sells me right away.
Exactly. You got a barbaric Batman. The next image, I don't know.
This,
much. Yeah,
I got to hear more.
We'll see. Yeah, and then lastly, we have Green Lantern Dark by Tate Bromble and Werther Del Adara. Yeah.
Let's see. This one was the series takes place in an alternate universe where evil has ravaged a sunless Earth. A new Green Lantern has emerged as the only remaining hero, but she goes missing just as humanity needs her most.
I'm in. I mean, I'm in for all. I'm trying all these books, Chris.
This is the one I'm probably the least in on.
Yeah.
And I might wait to hear what others say about.
I'm a big fan of the Green Lantern with the actual staff and lantern. I think that shit's awesome. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see if it's like more of like a magic user style book that I'll be down. I'm gonna read them all, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll be. And it does look like when we kind of get in on it, it looks like we got some zombie stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be interested to see more on this, but just the initial thoughts on it was this was kind of the lowest on my rung, like just a hair below Nightfire, because like they're kind of neck and neck.
There's no Batman in this one, Chris.
That's Nightfire wins just because it's Batman. You know, like
Batman
that hair is just the Batman.
Yeah, I know.
But dude, Elseworlds is back.
I know. I cannot. Yeah,
I'm so happy.
This is great. This is such a great idea. DC, you friggin' got us, man.
Yeah, it's great. That was as the big Marvel guy, this won the show for me. Like,
yeah, this is how you do Comic-Con. Yep. Yeah. Especially in Marvel's like, hey, we can do DC versus vampires too, you know, and then DC's like, well, we could do that, but we're also doing all this other shit. So
we're also gonna give you a barbarian Batman.
Yeah, we're gonna be barbarian Batman. We're done with vampires. Vampires are part of the thing now. DC's making some changes to Action Comics in 2024. The series will be rebranded as Superman Superstars. Okay.
Look at this logo, Mike.
Oh god,
it's hideous, isn't it?
Who designed this shit? Anyways, a feature. Why? And feature new creative. I'm sorry, but Action Comics has been around since the 40s. Why do we need to change the name now?
So, just a real quick aside. When I'm reorganizing and like cataloging my comics, right? We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
When I'm doing it, so I have headcanon for cataloging because like I do it alphabetically by publisher. But Action Comics goes in the S because in my headcanon it's Superman Action Comics.
Right.
This is going to continue the Action Comics numbering, so it's technically Action Comics, but it's going to fuck with my head because it's going to go Action Comics, Superman Superstars.
Superstars.
And then when they're done with this, probably next or in 2025.
Yeah,
Goes back to Action. Yeah,
it's going back to Action Comics.
I don't mind when you do a new number 1 like that. For some reason, doesn't fuck with me. But when you change the name, like
right.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this happen in a while, where they just come out and say we're changing an iconic property name.
It's so weird. That'd be like Detective next year.
Yeah,
being,
Detective
like we're gonna
Comics.
do Batman Superstar. Which is
Batman
gonna happen now. What I say?
Yeah. Oh god, here we go, Chris. The series rebranded, and it's going to feature new creative teams throughout the year, starting with issues 1061 to 1063 from Jason Aaron and John Timms, called I, Bizarro, which is going to be awesome. You see Bizarro up there behind Superman. And then 1064, Joshua Williamson and Rafa Sandoval will take over the House of Brainiac. And then Philip Kennedy Johnson's last issue will be 1060, but says there's plans for him to do more Superman in the future. Oh yeah, more Bizarro. I'm a big Bizarro fan. I don't think we get enough Bizarro. So
this is a Dark Knight reference, right?
Yeah, it is.
Homage.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I immediately loved this cover, and I was staring at it for a minute. I'm like, this is Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, that's definitely Dark Knight Returns.
This one's funny.
Oh yeah, the Clark Kent Bizarro. That's really cool.
Yeah. So immediately, my initial thoughts when I got it, Jason Aaron doing Superman. Fuck yeah.
Of course.
Joshua Williamson, I'm liking the Superman run. Apparently, this is going to tie into that. Okay. Yep. So I'll keep getting Superman Superstars. I'm not a Bizarro guy.
Right. Okay.
I find him annoying because every writer who does it has to write him as annoyingly as possible with the backwards talk.
Yeah, like, I hate you, Superman.
Well, either that or it's like, if it's just like, I hate you, Superman, it's supposed to mean I love you, Superman.
Yeah.
No, they'll go, hate Superman, and it's like, it's just make him talk normal.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do backwards, completely backwards.
It's bad enough I have to flip Zatanna in my head.
I know, when she's casting spells, I hate that shit. I wish they would just have her read the spell and then put an asterisk and said, read this backwards.
She said this backwards.
Yeah, come on.
But I'll keep getting this because I love Jason Aaron, and I'm really excited that it sucks that Phil K. Johnson's jumping off it. But as he said, he was on the book for 3 years, and that's pretty long nowadays. And he's still got Superman stuff he wants to do. So we'll get more of it.
We'll be back.
Yeah. And to get new blood on it, especially Jason Aaron, who I'm getting more and more excited at the prospects of him doing DC stuff because of how much I love his writing.
Yeah.
It's an automatic. I mean, it's already on my pull list, so I don't got to change anything, Mike.
Right. Nothing's changed.
I just got to keep going.
Just the name's changed.
Yeah, except for the name. The fucking name.
The fucking name.
I hate that.
I know, man.
But the book looks really cool.
Yeah.
Bad name aside.
I'm interested. This is cool. John Constantine is starting a new Hellblazer series titled Dead in America in 2024. This new 8-issue series will come from Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell. Is said to be a conclusion to the 2019-2021 run from the same creative team. We got some Swamp Thing there. We got a crazy zombie. The cover is absolutely amazing. So I'll probably be reading this series.
You'll notice up top.
Yeah.
We have what looks like Sandman.
Oh, it does look. It is Sand. Okay, with the eyes. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't figure out who that was.
So this is tying into the. So I didn't read that last Hellblazer series. I like John Constantine, but I never read his solo. I read a few solo books by him, like the Lemire one that he did years back. But I never read Hellblazer, which is on my shame list. Everybody I know. And I never read this, which was apparently a continuation from 2021. And now this is the ending. So I will not read this because why would I jump in on the finale of a series?
Yeah, I guess I didn't read them either. Maybe I should go back and find the other ones first.
You got some time. You got some time to check them out. But the cover's cool. People are excited because it ties in with all the Sandman stuff. Sandman's so hot right now, Mike.
So hot.
Yeah. But that is top tier covers, man.
It is really good.
Yeah.
It is really good. I do have to go back and read the other stuff. DC is publishing one of the most legendary unpublished comics of all time in 2024. Their calling this issue's the facsimile edition of Batman 428. This will be the version of 428 in which Jason Todd lives.
I've been pronouncing it Fox Simile.
Yeah, facsimile. Well, it's spelled like facsimile.
Well, with an X in it.
No, the actual issues, if you go to order them, are like FACSIMILE or something.
Oh, all the press releases are calling it Fox Simile.
Oh, because it's a fake reprint. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
So what you're seeing, what I have on screen is the original cover. Because
yep.
I couldn't find the new cover anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just going to reuse this, but they actually made the book back and they made both versions, and then only printed one. Because it was a month-to-month thing, and now they're doing it. I'm probably going to pick it up just to see. Like, I mean, I doubt it's going to like change the world, but like this is one of those legendary things in comics. Like, what would have happened if Jason Todd lived?
Right.
And
that is pretty.
It's cool that they're going back to that and doing this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think outside of like some hardcore Batman fans, and some old school readers, that many people are going to be really pumped about this.
Yeah.
But I will be.
It is pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Other publishers. We got Dynamite announced a partnership with Warner Brothers to license their characters for new comics. Some of the IPs that are part of this deal will include the Flintstones, Powerpuff Girls, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Wizards of Oz, and Thundercats. The first announced series coming in February will be Thundercats by Declan Shelby and Drew Moss. There we go. That is Thundercats for sure. I don't know if I'll be reading this one, Chris.
I didn't know if you were a Thundercats guy or not.
I was always more He-Man. I watched Thundercats, but He-Man was more my speed.
Yeah, I never really cared for Thundercats, but this announcement as a whole. Listen, I remember when IDW was doing the Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah.
And it was all a lot of fun. They were doing Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls.
Good.
Yeah. And then I remember when DC was doing those great Hanna-Barbera comics.
Hanna-Barbera books are so good. Space Ghost.
I doubt that Dynamite's going to do what DC did with those books. I think it'll be a lot more straightforward. But I'll take them as they come, like in terms of my excitement level. The only one in that list that is probably a guaranteed buy would be Space Ghost. Everybody else, it would really depend on like what they're doing. Because like I would never read a Flintstones comic.
Right.
But when you get Mark Russell to do it, and it's like a political satire about middle America,
that's how you get
Flintstones world. Like, I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, like, okay, how can I not read that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So good on Dynamite. Definitely. I mean, they're kind of an IP mill, and it's interesting that they stick around like they do. But good on them, and I'm sure some people are excited for this.
Yeah.
That was a cool cover for Thundercats, though.
No, it is. It is a pretty cool cover. Some big name creators in Image Comics are teaming up for a new creator-owned imprint line called The Ghost Machine. The creators that have teamed up for this new imprint include Brian Hitch, Jason Fabach, Peter J. Tomasi, Francis Manapul, Gary Frank, Maydal Schut, Lamont Maggi, Brad Meltzer, Jeff Johns. This new company will be creating a new shared universe, each with new unique characters. The Ghost Machine universe is one that has already started with Jeff Johns' Geiger series and continues with a new anthology called Ghost Machine 1, and then in Redcoat. So is that a new printing of Geiger?
So this is the new Geiger book that's coming out next month.
Just interesting. I feel like they made Geiger and they didn't know what to do with it. And like Jeff Johns wanted to do a whole universe and then ran out of time or something. I think
Geiger was just meant to be a book.
Yeah.
And then like he was having fun with it, so he's doing more. Obviously we both read Junkyard Joe as well.
Yep, that's there. Yep.
And I personally have liked these two books so far. Junkyard Joe wasn't what I wanted it to be, but when I took it for what it was, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right.
Where Geiger was more the traditional hero story set in a post-apocalyptic world. And then, there's some new stuff that like this Rook Exodus and a few others that got announced with it that seem interesting enough.
Yeah, those look pretty cool. The art's really good.
Yeah.
Red
Redcoat is something right up my alley. I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking about redcoats in colonial America, and
They
he's
talked about
got a gun.
they talked about Redcoat in that special that
Yeah.
the 80-page giant special Jeff Johns did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Redcoat's they've been talking about it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got all the things I like. It's got all that supernatural elements. It's got
Yep.
colonial America. It's got a lot of good stuff. So what I think is interesting here is Image Comics is teaming up with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all creator-owned stuff, and they are all taking ownership of these IPs 100%, which is the original Image Comics like mantra. Like that's what they were all about.
Mm-hmm.
So the other creators, with the exception of one, which I'll talk about in a second, I will take them as they come. I'm already in on Jeff Johns' universe, so I'll continue to be in on it until the books get bad. The one I will probably pick up no matter what because of who it is and the fact that he doesn't do a ton of comics is Brad Meltzer's a part of this.
Yeah, it's weird. Brad Meltzer's coming back to comics.
And yeah, Meltzer's been doing stuff with comic artists with his I Am series of children's books, but those aren't comics. Those are kids' books.
Right.
And I respect him 100%. Like I love what he's doing there. But he's went back to the novel space and now he's swinging back over, but this time doing independent stuff. Like I got to see what he's got.
Yeah, maybe we got to get him on the show. I'd love to talk to Brad.
I would love to as well. I mean, yeah. I think this is really cool personally. I mean,
I think it's awesome. Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more later because it seems like the word of the day is universe.
Yes.
And do I need a ton of new universes to get involved in? No.
Yeah.
But the way Jeff Johns' one has been connected is how I'm fine with the universe being connected. Where like you don't need to read Geiger to read Junkyard Joe.
No, you don't. No.
And
Geiger pops in and is like, oh hey, this is a universe in the lives.
Yeah, like I'm sure at some point they'll connect together, like Millar's doing with Big Game. But for the most part, like you don't have to read everything. You can take the books as they seem interesting to you, and I hope that's what all these guys do because that's the best way for you to take an independent universe.
Yep.
But yeah, this was probably my number 2 announcement for the.
Yeah, this is really cool. There's some cool creators here and some interesting characters that I want to read about. So
yeah, and then some really huge creators that are now, especially the artists. I mean, the writers can bounce around.
Yeah, Fabok doing some art. Gary Frank coming back. Manipul,
So those guys, those artists are now pot committed to this thing. They're not doing other stuff now.
No, they're not. Yeah,
so you took them off the board for like Marvel, DC, and so on. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be
cool stuff. This Rook design is really cool.
Yeah, I do like that character.
The more I look at it.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's like a hawk face.
It's almost like Talon if he was cool.
Yeah, he's not cool. Sorry, Talon's not cool.
We'll talk about Talon later.
Oh yeah. I guess Talon's cool now, we could say. Mad Cave Studios announced some more licensed comics are coming to the publisher in 2024. The first is the classic anime series Gatchaman. Okay, cool. Known as America as Battle of the Planets. This series will come from the creative team Cullen Bunn and Chris Batista, then to be followed by a spin-off series from Steve Orlando and Tommy Lee Edwards. The first issue will hit stores June 2024. The second series will be a new Flash Gordon comic with Jeremy Adams with plans for a future spin-off series to come. I was never a big Gatchaman fan, but that's pretty cool that they're doing this still.
You've watched Gatchaman?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. I've only heard of Gatchaman.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
And it's always intrigued me because it's Japanese superheroes.
Yeah. That's true.
And it's Japanese superheroes in the 70s. So like, yeah. I mean, we'll get review copies of this, everybody, but I would have probably bought this if we weren't, just because I've been so curious about Gatchaman for so long.
Yeah.
And now this is kind of a way to get into it. Plus, like Cullen Bunn.
Yeah, come on, Cullen Bunn writing it. We got to get it.
Yeah. So. The Flash Gordon one. I mean, once again, we'll check it out because the price of entry for us is free.
Yeah.
but like, you ain't gonna get me there. What is cool though, I know there's a lot of Flash Gordon fans, and they are going to be able to reprint the classic series from both DC and then Dynamite. So they got a lot of content to work with. Mad Cave keeps stepping up, man.
Yeah, Mad Cave's doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, I love what Mad Cave's doing, and I hope they keep pushing the barrier because they've. I talked about it with Travis yesterday, or last weekend when you guys are listening to this, and we were talking about how they're doing things right with their creator-owned line because they're only doing a couple books, 4 at a time. They're all quality, and now they're doing IPs. They're not getting the big IPs because those are already taken, but the ones they're getting are intriguing people because they're ones that haven't been around in a while and have some sort of fan base. So, yeah, Mad Cave doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, keep that shit up.
Yeah.
Comixology announced some of their next series coming soon. First will be the return of Chip Zdarsky and Jason Liu's series, The All-Nighter, with issue number 11. Nice, picking up where they left off. It'll debut on October 31st. Nice. That's a cool release date.
Yep, and this will be the finale.
Cool.
So I'm kind of happy about that because that means
you got some closure.
You get some closure. It doesn't stick around too long. I'm a big fan of this series, as we've talked about, so I'll keep reading it. Yeah, just this is all good in my eyes. Like the creative team's back. They're taking gaps in between series, but they're not like egregious. And this is a book that I can recommend to people because it's 3 volumes. When it's all done, it'll be 3 volumes. It's a cool vampire / superhero story with a lot of cool elements added in. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and it's right around the corner. That's what I love about Comixology, by the way.
Yeah, right. They always put stuff out like immediately after they.
Like right around the corner.
Yeah,
like I get the announcement in the email, and it's like, and before you record the show, Chris, it'll be out. It's like, okay, cool. I mean,
yeah, perfect. Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
The next is a new series called Nice Jewish Boys from creative team Neil Clyde and John Broglia, which will be about a real life story of criminal event by an Orthodox Jewish man who returns to crime to pay his bills just to find out he's wanted by the FBI. So interesting.
Yeah, this book. So, 1 second. Sorry, I'd cough, everybody. This book, we got a review copy of this as well. I'm going to check it out here soon. We can't technically talk about it for a while because of embargoes. But it's an interesting story. I like that it's as we go through the pages, it's got a lot of Jewish heritage in it that you don't see a lot in media, especially in comics. And it's a crime story.
Right.
So I'm in.
Yeah, right.
5 issues. I like the art's kind of unique and different.
It is nice. Yeah, interesting art.
Yeah. So I'll be hopefully reading it sometime this week. And when I can talk about it, everybody, I will talk about it. But the announcement's here and it looks like a cool book. I like the cover. Cover has like a very Quentin Tarantino vibe to it.
Very noir.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy and Scott Snyder are teaming up for a new series and universe called Arcbound. The two are also joined by Frank Thierry and Ryan Smallman for the first series, which will be 12 issues. Tom Hardy as in the actor?
Yep.
Okay. This new sci-fi series is about a corporatocracy that harness an unmatched energy source to assert dominance throughout the stars. Archbound currently doesn't have a publisher, but plans to have one and be in comic shops by March 2024. Interesting. The Tom Hardy thing is very strange, but all right.
Every article about this is like 2 legendary Dark Knight or Batman adjacent people are teaming up, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. That's so
and then
weird.
You read it's Tom Hardy and you're like, huh, okay.
Yeah, it was not what I expected. Maybe you see more like actors and writers getting into comics because of the things going on in Hollywood. I don't know, but it's going to sell just for having his name on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like Hardy and like a few others they have ideas that if I had to say at the end of the day, Tom Hardy wanted this to be a movie.
Probably, yeah.
But probably had a hard time selling this as a movie.
Yeah, right.
Which makes me think that like, so he teamed, talked to people and met up with Snyder and everything, was like, well, we could do it as a comic. It's a proof of concept and this and that. I think that's what Berserker was. I think what was the book by Polka Dot Man that you really liked?
Oh, Count Crawley. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what that was. Like so on and so forth.
Right.
And they're very confident that it's now October. We don't have a publisher, but it'll be in stores in March, guys.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, we have nobody publishing it, but yeah, we'll see.
So my money's on Image just publishes this. I mean, why wouldn't they? My concern here, going back to the Ghost Machine thing, this is another universe.
Yeah.
I think when announcing something like this, let's get the 12 issues out and then we'll talk universe.
Yeah, establish a foundation and then we'll go from there.
I'll check it out. It's got a lot of the elements I like. It's sci-fi. I like Scott Snyder. I like Frank Terry.
For sure.
I've never read anything Tom Hardy's done, but he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, we'll see. You got to establish the foundation. 6 solid issues. Give me an idea what the hell's going on, and then if you want to like start verging away from that,
yeah. But I'll be there to check this out. I'll definitely be talking about it when the time comes.
Other news, cool stuff. Sean Gordon Murphy discussed the future of his Batman universe in an interview, and it comes with some good and some bad news. He says currently he plans to take a break from the White Knight series, but will return. It could be a few years. But when it comes back, it'll pick up with the World's Finest series taking place after the 2 recent miniseries. Okay, well, hey, we want good stories. We want to keep the quality of that universe. If he wants to take a break to give himself some time, and he has a plan for something, I think that's the best thing to hope for.
100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Selfishly, though, I love White Knight and I want more.
I know. Yeah, it is good shit. That's how you create a universe, Chris. Leave us wanting more about the characters that you created, right?
Yeah. And he's created this corner of Batman dumb or Batman, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's more intriguing than anything Batman going on right now.
Right. It's awesome shit. So,
and to leave me with a World's Finest / Justice League cliffhanger is just mean, Sean. Like, I've been supporting you for a long time, Sean. Why would you do this to me?
Hey, if he wants to come on the show and talk about it within those 3 years, he's more than welcome to.
But I'll say if he wants to get away, like he's doing his Zorro book, I'm sure he's got more stuff with Massive Plan. That's a big part of this, I'm sure. And he wants to do some creator-owned stuff again, which is what he's known for at the end of the day. And that gets the creative juices flowing to come back in a few years. Fine. But let's hurry the fuck up.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
And then ending on a solemn note here, right before New York Comic Con, it was announced that Keith Griffin, co-creator of Lobo and Rocket Raccoon, passed away after complications due to a stroke. Keith will go down as one of the best idea men in comics history and has been involved in so many different titles that his input will sorely be missed. You look at Lobo and you look at Rocket Raccoon, are some pretty heavy big hitters in both comic spaces that are like so unique as characters that it's like it's hard to even I don't really know if Marvel has a fitting counterpart to Lobo, and I don't think there's a fitting counterpart to Rocket Raccoon in DC, at least that I know off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Like, these characters are icons in themselves. So
it's tough to even name like everything he's done, but like, dude, JLI, he was a part of that.
Just like International. Yeah, he had a lot of influence on things.
He did get to live long enough to see Robbie Reyes be turned a movie.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
Good on that. It's just it sucks how sudden it was. I like that. I guess it happened, and he had some tweet about like he had the stroke, and the tweet was something along the lines of like, I'll do anything just to not go to New York Comic Con. and then obviously dies from it, which is sad. But
yeah, it really sucks.
like I like the dark humor he had about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just sucks. But Keith will live on in comics forever. I mean, the dude has been a part of some of the biggest books and some of the biggest characters in the history of the world. And
yeah, for sure.
The industry is definitely less because of his passing this week.
Yep. With that, Chris, I guess we can talk about what we read this week.
Yeah, talk about some fun stuff.
Let me pull up my comic notes here. Well, I do have it in front of me. So, Army of Darkness Forever #1 came out, everybody. This is cool. It takes place at the end of Army of Darkness, where Ash gets put in the cave, wakes up in a future timeline. He sleeps for way too long, and then we see the like princess that he fell in love with is trying to convince everybody that the evil is still in the woods and wants to go after them. So that's kind of like where this book all takes place. Really good. It's fun. It's an interesting story. I recommend it if you are a fan of Army of Darkness. I finished Peacemaker Tries Hard. Really like that. I like that ending of that series where everybody at Peacemaker's birthday. I thought that was really good.
That was great.
And the last thing I have to talk about, because I was kind of busy this weekend and have a lot to read, a lot of time to read, but I did read Batman City Madness #1 by Christian Ward.
Ooh. I didn't think you were going to read it.
I read it, and I'm glad I did. Absolutely amazing story, amazing art. Deals with the Court of Owls. The Court of Owls are hiding a monster in the vault underneath Gotham. That monster happens to be like an evil Batman that they need Batman's help putting back in his cage. And he steals a kid and he wants to make him his own Robin, whatever the hell that means. So he's probably going to do something awful to him. But he like rips people's heads off. He's very brutal. And I like there's a Two-Face design and there's like a third personality shining through on Two-Face. So there's like something going on there. The character designs are very interesting. The art is amazing, and it's a very dark and twisted story involving the Court of Owls. So I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised.
The dark Batman design with the Cthulhu thing going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know I wanted that so bad until I saw that panel. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm really glad you read that because I'm reading it, I'm just like, I'm loving it, but I'm thinking like, dude, Mike, you better read this because I know the last one you didn't read.
No, this one is really good.
Yeah, I highly recommend this one.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had like true Court of Owls stuff. I know we just had it in the Batman Beyond book, but like, to have this and the twist they have on it, really cool. Oh yeah, this book's awesome.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it, and the Court of Owls stuff is awesome. So check it out.
So I thought this week that I didn't read a whole lot. I had that in my head, and then I got this big stack sitting in front of me, Mike.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna be quick.
That's all right.
I read Batman Robin #2. I'm done. It's not bad. It's just it's not good enough to stay on the list.
Yeah.
It turns out the big bad is are you ready for this, Mike? It's Shush.
Not Hush.
Which is a female hush.
Goodbye.
Now, I'm not mad at the female part. I just asked the question, do we need another hush?
No, I don't think so, Chris. I really don't think so.
Yeah, so it didn't do it for me. Fishflies #2, which is Jeff Lemire's new book that he's writing and drawing. It's the Jeff Lemire book that he's writing and drawing, so it's fucking weird, everybody.
Yeah, of course.
It's really good. The whole premise here is like kid who's kind of weird, doesn't fit in, and then he finds this dude who was turned into this giant mutant insect thing after he like robbed a store and killed a kid.
Okay.
And then like it's them trying to it's a weird book. It's very touching, as Jeff Lemire stuff usually is. And if you like his other stuff, this fits right in with all that. And it's got kind of a detective thing going on in the background. It's not a noir book, but like, you know, a kid got shot, so we got to figure out who did it, and then there's a giant fish thing or fly thing. speaking of Scott Snyder, his new Comixology book, By a Thread, came out.
Okay.
And really like that. It's so this thing comes from space. It's the Venom symbiote. And it grows and takes over the world.
Okay.
And eats everything. But its weakness is pure carbon.
Interesting.
Or diamonds, as we know them.
Yeah. Yep.
And humanity finds a way to like create diamonds really quickly. So they create these like towns on top of giant pillars of diamonds.
Okay.
And it's all about these towns and everything. And then it's a post-apocalyptic story. So they're all in these towers. They travel by these little like zip lines in between them. They're all doing their thing. There's a warlord who's like crazy and they have to deal with him. And then there's this folklore about these mountains that the shroud, as they call it, hasn't taken. And the reason that people think that is because there's pure black diamonds inside of them that can hold water and basically create a new future for humanity.
Interesting.
Spoiler alert, we find out that that is true, and they have a way to kind of get to that. So cool concept, a lot of action. The art was good, not great. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but it gets the job done. And I like the world, so I'll keep reading it. I like what Scott Snyder's been doing a lot recently.
Cool.
Wesley Dobbs Sandman, Mike.
Yeah, I gotta read that,
Shame on
man.
you.
I know. It's on my list. I was really looking forward to it.
So I like this. It's him. So he's been Sandman for a while, and he's been doing this thing in the background where he's trying to create this gas that will basically end war, where you can just knock out your enemy and you don't have to kill them. And this takes place right before World War II. So like all of the military industrial complex is in full force. He's trying to sell it to this general, ends up failing. And it deals a lot with that and like kind of the experiments he's doing and the fact that he's like a rich man and has to go to these parties. But like inside, he's just like, I don't care about this shit. I want to save the world.
Right.
And in between all that, we get him as Sandman going around fighting crime and doing fun stuff. I won't spoil the ending, but the ending is kind of huge. It's a fun book. It's Wesley Dobbs Sandman. I really recommend it, but I'm also a big fan of that character.
Does it take place in the 40s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a time period piece. And then there is a preview for the new Flash book, which that one's going to take place in the 60s. So it sounds like all these books are taking place in different periods.
That's interesting to me.
Their characters' lives.
Okay.
Yeah, and the art for that is phenomenal. So that I might get sold on.
Yeah, that's pretty. That makes it more interesting to me. Even though I'm going to read it either way, but.
Star Wars Dark Droids #3. I'll just be real quick on this one. It was a really fun issue. C-3PO is like taken over by the Dark Force, and he goes to Vader's castle to try to take over Vader, because the idea is that if they can take over Vader, they can find a way to use the Force, because Vader is part machine, to also take over humans.
Oh, geez.
And then meanwhile, like this like robot religious, I don't want to say cult, but like kind of cult, attacks the Scourge, and tries to fight them and fails. And then we find out like that there is a droid at the center of it that is kind of responsible for the whole thing. And then the big reveal at the end is that they don't need Vader. They found another way. And it's through some of the characters we've met throughout the past like 8 years that have cybernetics in them. I think Lobot, for instance.
Okay.
And he's able to take them over. So it takes kind of a dark turn there, but it's a really fun book for Star Wars stuff.
Cool.
Avengers #6 was really good. Don't want to spoil too much about it because we get a new member of the team at the end of this. This kind of sets up what the Avengers are moving forward, because new team member, a new base, and all that stuff. All the stuff you do in the first story arc of a new Avengers or Justice League issue. And I'll just say it's very Justice League-esque.
Huh.
Like, it may be kind of Watchtower-like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but pretty good. My only complaint of the first like story arc was that he made what I feel was the big mistake of a team book, which is he split up the team. Like, I want to see the team together, not all doing their own thing. But now they are together, and we'll see where it goes from there. And then, Mike, my book of the week, Capwolf and the Howling Commandos.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot that was
by Stephanie Phillips.
Oh man, I was gonna read that. I forgot that was even a thing, Chris. Shit.
Yes.
Let me write that in my notes.
So, I mean, I'll just tell you even further, Mike.
Yeah.
It's Cap in World War II.
Oh, yep.
Like, he's still green, so he's still like kind of new. People know of him, but he's still like that guy that did the commercials for the war bonds. So all the soldiers are kind of like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And he turns into a werewolf.
What else do you need?
Yes. So Nick Fury gets injured in a battle, and Cap saves him, and he's put in charge of the Howling Commandos. The Commandos, like I said, he's this dude that's in commercials, and they just see him. They don't think he's a soldier, so they're kind of weary of him leading the team. And then they're attacked by a bunch of werewolves, and the issue ends with him as a werewolf.
Nice.
Like, it's not deep. It's a World War II book with a werewolf.
Perfect. That's all I need.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. I think it was really well done. The art's really great. And I like when he turns. There's like, he says a thing that just is so Cap that I just loved it. So it was my pick of the week, and it was probably my favorite of the week.
I love it. That's awesome.
I got to be honest with somebody we love. Richard Fairgray's Ex-Wives of Frankenstein.
Yes.
So he's doing this as issues, where all the other things he's done has been collected. So it's got that traditional Fairgray art style.
Yep.
I think all in all, he has a cool concept here, and I will probably support the second issue. This does not fit well into the issue-to-issue format, though. Yeah. It's Bride of Frankenstein, and basically Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster have disappeared. Everybody thinks they're dead.
Okay.
And Frankenstein's ex-wife comes and informs Bride of Frankenstein, who's now Frankenstein's monster's ex-wife, that they're alive. And the whole issue is them talking about it. And it deals with like beauty issues and all this other stuff. I think he takes a good concept. He adds one like really weird out of left field, like political comment, which makes sense knowing Richard.
Right.
But doesn't make sense in the concept of the book, in my opinion. And he doesn't have any kind of cliffhanger. It just kind of ends. Okay. So, yeah, I'll probably get issue 2 because I like the concept, but
yeah, you need a cliffhanger. You need a grip.
He did do Blastosaurus, which is what made us fall in love with Richard.
Right.
So he knows how to do issue-to-issue stuff, but Blastosaurus was a one-shot book. Like, they did one-shot stories, so it was easy.
Yeah.
He's continuing a story here where he's only done that, to in my opinion, or from my knowledge, he's only done that in collected editions. Like, Octopus is really great. Haunted Hill.
Yeah, that was all great. Yep.
And none of those needed that cliffhanger moment to get me to go issue to issue. And this, like, it just doesn't have it, is my issue with it. But not his strongest work, but I enjoyed it. It's just, we'll just see moving forward. But he did, I'll give him credit, though. He adds a bunch of stuff at the end, like pages that he threw away. He put in, like, so this was the cover, right? And that was the original concept for the cover before he changed it. Like, stuff like that. So he does a lot in the issue to add bang to your buck.
That's cool.
But
I like that.
So Ex-Wives of Frankenstein. Look for issue 2 coming, I think, next year. Mike, I believe that was everything I read this week. So where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
Find me at Fortress Chris on pretty much all social media. Find the show at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter. Also at FortressComicNews.com. Remember, everybody, 5-star reviews and podcatchers. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below on YouTube, and Patreon at patreon.com/FortressComics are all the ways you can support us. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. We'll see y'all here next week.